Okay, in this video I'm going to talk a little bit more about what's called the domain and the range of a function, because a lot of students get this mixed up. And I want to show it to you graphically, so actually it might help a little bit. So let's just take it's just an arbitrary curve. I just drew a curve on this xy axis, right? And I know that this actually is a function, right, because it passes the vertical line test. If I were to draw just a vertical line anywhere on this graph, rather, it will only touch the graph one time, right, each time I draw that particular line. So that way I know that it is actually a function. So how do I figure out what the domain is and what the range is? So I'm just going to choose a couple of arbitrary points. Let's just choose this point right here. And I know this point is 1, 2, 3, 4, and so it's negative 4, okay? I'm going to do this. Negative 4. Well, actually, you know what? Let me do it with a smaller pen here. So let's make that negative 4. And the y value is just still 0, right? So we know it's negative 4, 0. Okay. Let's choose this point right here. And I know that the x value is 0. And I know that the y value is 1, 2, 3. So the y value is 3. Let's just choose another point here. How about, let's choose that one. Let's just choose that one right there. I know the x value is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so x is 4. And y is 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, because it just corresponds to that. So y is 4 as well. Okay, so I've just got 3 arbitrary points that I picked on this particular graph. Now, what's the domain? All right, the domain, if you remember, are all the x values. Remember all the synonyms that we used in the last video? We said that the domain are all the x's, or all the inputs. We also called them all the independent values, or the independents, right? Over here, the y values are the range. So R-A-N-G-E. And we said that those are the y's. We also called them the outputs, and we also called them the dependent values. Okay? Now, let's say, actually I shouldn't have drawn little arrows on this particular graph. So I'm just going to change it just a little bit. So let me do this. I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to white out. So much for the whiteout working very well. Actually, it doesn't work too badly. Let's see if I can get that to cover up. It doesn't want to. And let's cover it up down to here. It's not covered because I think I'm out. Okay, well that's why. All right, so let's say that it stops right there. So I'm just going to put one more point in here, and that's going to be negative 5, and let's just say that's exactly 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 5, negative 4. Okay, so last one, negative 5. Change pens. Negative 5, negative 4. So the question is this: what is the domain and the range of this particular line segment, right? Because it starts here and it stops there. Okay? Now I can figure that out by looking at just the x values. And I notice that the x's go all the way down to negative 5, all the way up to positive 4. So we're going to mark that in red. We're going to go from here all the way up to here. And that would be the domain. Okay, so let me write that in there. And if you were asked to explain what the domain for this particular line segment is, you would say everything from negative 5 is less than or equal to x, going all the way up to 4. Less than or equal to 4. So you would write it like that. And that would be the range, or excuse me, the domain of this particular line segment or function. Now what would be the range? Now you'll notice that the range goes from all the way down here at negative 4 all the way up here to positive 4. Okay, Coincidence? Yes, it is actually. And this would be the range. And we'll call that the green part. All right, and those are all the y values. All right. And we would say the range in this particular function goes all the way from -4, actually. -4 is less than or equal to y, goes all the way up to +4. So less than or equal to 4. And that's how you would write the range for this particular problem. So again, don't be thrown off by the word domain and range. Again, the domain is just all the x values, and you just go to the lowest x value along this way, right? Go to the lowest x value in your function or in your line segment, and then go up to the largest one, and then write it out using this kind of interval notation, okay? Same thing with the range. Just look at just the y values and look at it sideways, and you see that the lowest y value and go up to the highest y value, and that would be your range. And again, write it out in this kind of format. Okay, I hope that was helpful.